Good afternoon and welcome. I'm Danny Wegman, Chairman of the Board of the University of Rochester, and it's my pleasure to introduce this afternoon's speaker, President Joel Seligman. I could recite for you many accomplishments of the President, but if I did, he'd never get to his speech. The history books will tell about the many wonderful things that Joel created, developed, and built in the last 12 years. Indeed, as Paul Burgett has observed, Joel's achievements are as important to the university as Rush Reese's were almost a century ago. But more than what Joel has done, what matters is who he is. A person of energy, dedication, decency, and heart. He's worked tirelessly for the university and for the region. The entire focus of the presidency, his presidency, has been to live the university's motto, ever better. And the university and the city of Rochester will benefit from his efforts for generations to come. I'm honored to be his colleague, and I am proud to call him my friend. Ladies and gentlemen, President Joel Seligman. Thank you.
You guys are very kind. I mentioned to Jonathan Binstock on the short walk over here, I always love speaking at the Memorial Art Gallery. And you've answered the question, we don't need shrimp to bring out a great audience. I want to thank a few very special guests who've joined us. Our board chair, Danny, members of our board. I want to thank Essie Germano, who's, how do I say it, an institution in Rochester. And when she was, I'm not allowed to say her age, right? Okay, when she was old, she went on a wonderful trip with many of us from the university. I'm honored that Marcia Lowry is here. So many of our senior leaders are here. And I'm most honored that Dolores Conway is here. We've been in it together for the last 5.5 years. It hasn't necessarily been the easiest ride, but it's certainly been a memorable one. You do not become fully a university president the day you're appointed or the first day on the job. You grow into the job. Over time, you develop a sense of the needs and preferences of those with whom you work and the extraordinary complexity of helping lead an institution with 2,780 faculty, more than 11,000 students, over 100,000 alumni, 7 schools, a laboratory for laser energetics, Memorial Art Gallery, a burgeoning healthcare system with 6 hospitals, 3 ambulatory surgical centers, 6 urgent care centers, an accountable care network with more than 2,000 doctors, and most of all, a vast number of patients relying on the system. You lead a system, you help lead an institution with great science and engineering programs, such as our Institute for Optics, the nation's leading school of music, and outstanding graduate programs in fields as disparate as education, business, nursing, the life and social sciences, as well as the humanities. Your job as a university president is nonstop. You are expected to manage and inspire a complex of ambitions, people, schools, hospitals, clinical care, cutting-edge research, education, and community involvement with an overall budget of about $4 billion today. It's expected to help raise new resources from fundraising, capital campaigns, governments, foundations, or corporations to help the university grow. You sometimes play a personal role in hiring and retaining some of the finest administrators, faculty, and staff you can help attract to the university. You are a university strategist, the cheerleader in chief, the supervisor, the primary face of the university to government, our communities, national and international academic leadership. Job is 24/7. Crises happen when they happen, sometimes at 3 in the morning. Many weeks there are a succession of 14, 15, and 16-hour days. You're frequently traveling, often flying on regional jets, slowed by long delays in airports or runways, arriving at hotels at 10, 11, 12 at night before 7 a.m. meetings. Getting all this down, Rich? You must be patient. You must be a good listener. When things go well, you often get credit you don't deserve. When things go badly, you're frequently blamed. Above all else, you're charged with having the judgment to balance a never-ending series of conflicting requests for resources with the certainty you will never have enough to satisfy everyone. It is the sense of balance, the quality of judgment that separates successful from unsuccessful university presidents. A board member I particularly respect recently told me, and I quote, "This must be the worst friggin' job in the universe." I disagreed. This is the best job in the universe. If you're fortunate, as I've been for 12 wonderful years, you have a chance to work with amazing faculty, students, staff, board members, alumni, and friends in the community. Together, we've helped strengthen one of the most important social institutions the world has ever known, a modern research university. Together, we've helped educate the most inspiring students, support extraordinary faculty, collaborate with indefatigable administrators and staff, all devoted to making the world ever better. We were values-driven, committed to academic excellence, academic diversity, academic freedom, diversity, and the community. My first public words when I officially accepted this position on December 1, 2004, were, quote, "I'm a builder, not a cutter," end quote. You gave me the opportunity to work with you to help strengthen a university with more great students, more outstanding faculty, many new facilities, and an increased number of consequential programs. I had the chance to meet, and in some instances become friends with fascinating, idealistic, hardworking scientists, performers, researchers, scholars, and students. I will forever cherish my friendship with the late Eastman School of Music Dean Doug Lowry. I also had the chance to work with so many members of our staff, janitors, some of whom became my special friends at 6 or 7 in the morning. So many individuals in the Department of Public Safety and Parking. The IT staff who put up with my congenital inability to master the simplest technology. Administrative assistants who often worked late into the night to help meet my impossible deadlines. Road warriors in advancement who each year attended dozens of events with me, often away from their spouses and children. And then nurses and technicians in our hospitals, the people who, along with the docs, are dedicated to saving lives and improving the quality of life. I threw myself body and soul into this job because I love the opportunity to serve and the people with whom I worked. I have no regrets. I have no bitterness. Being president of the University of Rochester involves far more joy than pain. As a colleague in academic administration once told me, if 80% of your days are good days, you're doing fabulously. I did fabulously. More than anything else in my time here, I wanted to help lead the university's efforts to become an ever stronger research university. I focused always on the future. And let me just, in my final address as the university president, offer a few reflections on the university's future. I was animated by a vision. By 2025, I envisioned the University of Rochester achieving an even more prominent place among the nation's leading research universities. In these next years, the university can fortify its roles in pivotal domains in data science and neuroscience, further develop cutting-edge programs such as augmented and virtual reality, high-energy density physics, and cancer or RNA biology. The university can innovate in education through critical investments in digital learning, diversity, career development, the humanities, and performing arts. It can strengthen its leadership in the Rochester communities through projects such as East High School and commitments to economic development, poverty reduction, and environmental sustainability. The university can expand its already preeminent role in regional healthcare by growing the scale of its patient network, ensuring its inpatient and outpatient facilities equal the caliber of its great faculty. The University of Rochester could do all this while achieving financial sustainability for the university and each of its schools and creating an ever more inclusive and supportive environment for all faculty, students, staff, trustees, and alumni. This is not my vision alone. This was the emerging vision of the 2018-2025 strategic plan, which I and so many others worked on until quite recently. After an interval in which the university's focus necessarily will be on healing, a vision such as this may again be embraced by the university in its next strategic plan. Under any circumstance, I urge the university to continue with full vigor several important projects begun in 2015 as part of the Next Level strategic initiative. These include data science. Data science is one of the defining fields of the 21st century for the university and indeed this country. The university 4 years ago made a commitment to be in the vanguard of the digital revolution. We're delivering on that commitment. Since 2015, when the university articulated a $100 million objective to develop best-in-class or near best-in-class programs in specified domains of data science, we've made substantial progress. We've not only secured the initial $100 million commitment, but we're grateful for the $40 million in support from philanthropy, from Danny Wegman and so many others, from $22.5 million relatively recently from the state of New York, on top of $10.5 million earlier. The university has dedicated Wegmans Hall, home of our Gergen Institute for Data Science, been named a Center of Excellence by New York State, hired 23 new faculty in computer science and cognate fields throughout the university, and developed a new data science bachelor's program and a new data science master's program. Between 2009 and 2017, federal and state awards for data science at the university totaled $819 million, with notable NIH-funded projects in respiratory pathogens, the New York Influenza Center of Excellence. Think about that for a moment. Influenza Center of Excellence. We have the best influenza in this country, or at least the best scientists trying to cure it, as well as the Center for Immune Bioengineering. That's one of the projects we began in 2015. Neuroscience. The 21st century will be the century of the brain, as healthcare and life sciences seek to conquer some of the most intractable challenges of the human condition, from Alzheimer's to stroke to aging. We're already ranked among the top 50 global universities for neuroscience and behavior in the, how shall I say this, the unquestionable U.S. News and World Report. And in 2016 and 2017, we added 10 new faculty in neuroscience. We've taken critical steps forward, including hiring John Fox to lead our efforts. Neuroscience is already the medical center's largest research program in terms of funding and number of researchers and department, coordinating neurological research through 17 centers of excellence with a total of 86 faculty. The recently developed Neuroscience Strategic Plan provides a blueprint for accelerated program in such areas as the Rochester Center for Alzheimer's Disease, the Rochester Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities Center, the Rochester Center for Health and Technology, and in tandem with data science, augmented and virtual reality. A third project is humanities and the performing arts. We believe the finest students are more likely to attend our university with aspirations for careers in health, law, business, engineering, or fields which require a graduate degree if we provide a broad liberal arts education that introduces students to the full breadth of human experience. We anticipate, for example, celebrating Eastman School's 100th anniversary in 2021 and 2022 for the quantitatively precise, to prepare the school for its next generation of leadership in musicianship. Within the past few years, we have established a humanities center for which we have created wonderful physical space in the Rush Reese Library and established an Institute for Performing Arts. We're proud of our International Theater program, our outstanding Memorial Art Gallery, our program in dance and movement, our special collections holdings in our libraries, and collaborative programs such as the medical humanities and audio and music engineering. We're well along with the funding for the new Sloan Theater on the River campus. We believe that the ability to provide a liberal arts education will be one of the decisive ways that we can fortify our position as one of the nation's leading research universities. And indeed, according to a 2017 World University ranking, the University of Rochester already is among the top 10 universities in the United States in the performing arts. The community. We today exist in the Rochester national and international communities. All matter. We are one university committed to being welcoming and respectful of all of our students, faculty, and staff. Accelerated progress is now being achieved, building on the 2016 report of the Commission on Race and Diversity and the recently created Commission on Women and Gender Equity in Academia. We're building stronger links to the Rochester community through the Pathbreaking Initiative at East High School and the new Center for Urban Education Success, the Rochester Monroe Anti-Poverty Initiative, and several key economic developments, including the AIM Center for Entrepreneurship, High Tech Rochester, the Center for Emerging and Innovative Sciences, Brooks Crossing Collegetown, and AIM Photonics. We're deeply involved in the cultural life of Rochester through our remarkable Eastman School of Music and this Memorial Art Gallery. The university has played a critical role in community planning through the Rochester Economic Development Council with projects such as Eastman Business Park and the Downtown Innovation Zone. We're the largest employer in the region with more than 30,000 employees in the university and its affiliates. Unlike the more affluent communities that surround it, The city of Rochester today is challenged with a declining population, high rates of poverty, K through 12 graduation rates hovering about 50%. These realities have heightened our sense of moral responsibility to our friends and neighbors. We cannot alone be the saviors of Rochester, but consistent with our primarily academic mission. We have participated in meaningful ways to strengthen our city and our region. And healthcare. The strategic planning efforts now furthest along are those in the medical center, some of which date back to 2013. Medical Center CEO and Dean of the School of Medicine and Dentistry, Mark Taubman, and his extraordinary senior leadership team have developed 5 goals for the Medical Center strategic plan. These include, first, to be upstate New York's premier healthcare system by increasing upstate patient care through a growing primary care network and burgeoning regional care network. That today deserves special plaudits for leadership in addressing the healthcare challenges of several contiguous rural counties. Strong Memorial Hospital is the region's leading safety net, today providing $115 million in uncompensated, not fully compensated care for our region. Second, the medical center is an international leader in critical areas of biomedical research, including clinical and translational research, biomedical informatics, and key research domains in oral health, among many, many others. Third, the University of Rochester long has been a curricular leader in healthcare education with programs such as the double helix curriculum in our biopsychosocial model. Leadership that today continues with the new Institute for Innovative Education, jointly led by the School of Medicine and Dentistry and the School of Nursing in a remarkable partnership. In the past few years, the Medical Center has constructed several new facilities of note, including the Saunders Research Building, which houses the Clinical Research Institute, the Wilmot Cancer Institute, and the Golisano Children's Hospital. The one consistency in every new strategic project that was launched at the Medical Center during the past 13 years is that they've been successful, both in improving patient and family care and in terms of financial sustainability, a remarkable pattern. The Medical Center today is far advanced towards the launch of 2 of the largest projects in its history. The long overdue expansion of the emergency department. Trust me, if you've ever had to go there, you're going to support this, which now treats roughly twice as many patients as it was built for, and the construction of a new orthopedics campus based upon our national leadership in orthopedics research and world-class musculoskeletal clinical care. Now, there are 2 challenges I want to call out to continuing what has been the university's strong momentum forward. To succeed, we must be one university. This does not mean that there should not be intellectual disagreements and fervent debate. That's what an academic institution is about. It does mean that our discussions should be conducted with mutual trust and respect. Progress for any institution is based on a kind of magic when we unite behind common goals. For much of the past 12 years, we had this type of magic. We were never unanimous in our thought, but we were sufficiently aligned to progress in ways that very few universities did during this period. We now need a new period of mutual trust and mutual respect. I am hopeful by rallying around a new leader that will occur. We also must preserve a sense of perspective. The University of Rochester is a complex institution with multiple needs. The next leader will need to address 7 schools, the medical center, several affiliated institutions, and be conversant in budgeting, facilities development, diversity and inclusiveness, strategic planning, among many other topics. You can't lead a university but as complex as ours by playing favorites. You need always to bear in mind that every faculty member, every student, every senior leader, every member of the staff counts. Every alumna or alumnus matters. Healthcare in our region matters. Our efforts to be a national leader in research matter. Our efforts to develop forms of education that best prepare our students to be leaders and rounded human beings matter. Our commitments to our communities matter. I am confident that our interim president, Rich Feldman, and our board will build a successful bridge to the choice of the next leader. I also am confident that the new president will build on a strong platform and take the university far further in the years to come. For that, after all, is what every president of this university or any other institution wants, to leave an institution stronger than when he or she arrived, and then see it further progress. As for myself, for close to 23 years in 2 law schools and the University of Rochester, the goddess Fortuna smiled on me in my efforts to build stronger and wiser institutions. I never doubted that I was fortunate. As Napoleon put it when asked what he looked for in his generals, I like the lucky ones. I was one of the lucky ones. I look forward to returning to being a teacher and a scholar. I loved teaching and writing and was proud of the life I led for the first 17 years of my academic career. I'll take a sabbatical elsewhere next year. I'll return to Rochester the year after that. Let me close with my 2 favorite words. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to have served. It's been the honor of a lifetime. I am grateful to each and every member of the University of Rochester family. Let me especially thank the 3 great chairs with whom I've worked, Bob Whitmer, Ed Hagem, and Danny Wegman. Each has provided yeoman service to advance our university. I'm going to always be a yellow jacket. I will always love the University of Rochester. With all my heart, I believe that the best days of the University of Rochester are yet to come. As University of Rochester president now, I bid you a fond farewell. Thank you. You guys are a lot of fun. There's going to be a reception now. And if I ever figure out how to take off the lavalier microphone, I look forward to joining you.